Hey everybody, Dustin Dopirak here. This is our new guy, Ramey, and this is our post-game video vlog. And this is how we're going to start this, and a brutal night for it. Tennessee was up 17-3, heading into the fourth quarter, end up losing 31-24 in overtime. Oklahoma comes back, 2 big drives in the fourth quarter. Tennessee was playing very good defense, failed to stop them after that. Oklahoma scores 2 overtime touchdowns, wins at 31-24. Tennessee loses a really big opportunity to win what really could have been a signature game for them, I think.
And you could feel it coming. It was it was a lot like Florida last year, the same ticker kneeling stuff. It was, what, 9-0 against Florida in the fourth quarter. This was 17-0 in the second quarter. It was 17-3 at halftime. It was 17 to, I guess, 3 with about 10 minutes left. So you could feel it coming. Every drive that Tennessee couldn't take advantage of what was there. You could just feel the pressure mounting, and it doesn't mean anything really in the long run. It's not an SEC game. There's still a lot of big games left on the schedule, but it's going to be hard to overcome this big step back.
And I think what's worse if you're a Tennessee fan in this case, I think last year the Florida game was just ugly on both sides. They were 2 teams that were just not very good at football throughout that entire stretch. Tennessee did a lot of things right early in this game. Defensively, they played very well, held Oklahoma to 3 points through 3 quarters. I think there were only 173 yards of total offense. Stopped them. Oklahoma converted 2 out of 12 third downs in that period. So basically, Tennessee was doing everything right. Offensively, moving the ball pretty well. Jalen Hurts was pretty dominant. And on both sides, just fell apart really in the fourth quarter and overtime.
The biggest thing, there was rhythm in the first quarter. There was just no rhythm, it seemed like, from midway through the second quarter to halftime. It felt like they were just waiting on halftime. How quickly can halftime get here? And then the clock was creeping, and the second half was just, no rhythm at all. And they talked a lot about Oklahoma bringing a little bit of pressure, but it wasn't really an overhaul of adjustments. So the biggest question is, why couldn't this Tennessee offense answer to that pressure that Oklahoma brought? And that's going to be a big question for every big game moving forward, is how Tennessee handles that pressure.
There's a lot of interesting questions about coaching decisions here. Obviously, you mentioned them really waiting for halftime. They get the ball with 40 seconds left, I think, and they had a chance to make something happen. They don't go at all. Not only at halftime did they take it easy, but also at the end of regulation when they had I think 33 seconds left to try to get a field goal. Took a knee then. In both cases, didn't really push it. Also on a 4th and goal early on, instead of running the ball with Jalen Hurts, they take the field goal. A few of those occasions when they had the opportunity to be aggressive, they really didn't.
And that's even more frustrating if you're a Tennessee fan, is they had those opportunities. You started at the 29 after Todd Kelly's second interception. Jalen Hurts fumbles. He recovers it, but he's tackled for a loss of 12, and you're back at the 40-yard line, something like that. And then you're past the 40 a couple times to start drives in the second half. You can't do anything about it. It's the 2-step back after 1 step forward that just got in Tennessee's way on that. And even the Evan Berry kick return late in the game that could have maybe got Tennessee towards field goal range, and then just the hold that brings it back, and then you take a knee and go to overtime, and obviously you don't have it from there.
This is one of those games that people start saying, well, now Tennessee has to learn how to finish. Can this young team figure this out? How do they get over this? Having this big of an emotional letdown going forward. Obviously, they got Western Carolina next week. You got a hard time imagining that's going to be a real challenge, but this is going to be there for them against Florida, against Georgia, whenever they're in close games again. This is something that's going to stick with them.
They got to beat Florida, plain and simple. Florida's a beatable team. Obviously, there's the 10-year streak that everybody knows about. Florida, hung on to beat Eastern Carolina, 31-24 in the Swamp today. That's a beatable team. If you can't win that game, I don't know when this team's going to learn how to win games. And when you're young and inexperienced, you have the talent. You just got to win a game to learn how to win a game. Until you've won one, you just haven't won it.
Yeah, that Florida game becomes massive. It was already big. It's even bigger now. They lose this one. All right, thanks everybody.